We are live, Coach Bryant.
Mm, okay, did not know that.
We are live. We live. We live. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Hits and Heels. I'm getting ready to share this real quick. Um, man, it's Wednesday. It's Love Day. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day. Yes.
So, y'all know we don't celebrate most of these holidays and stuff like that because
How you
he
do?
spoils me. Yeah, that is how you do it.
Right.
He spoils me all the time. So I get candy and little gifts and stuff all the time. So that I get Valentine's Day all the time, at least 2-3 times a month. It's Valentine's Day for me. So we don't have to celebrate these pagan holidays or if so called what they want to say. But listen, how about where you want to start? Do you want to start with the 49ers?
Let's get it over with, because I mean
With the Super
you've
Bowl?
been looking at the charts to make some comment about my Niners.
The only comment I have about your Niners is I thought it was whack that they fired your DC, your DC, your DC. That's it. That's it.
I disagree.
Why?
Okay, the Packers and basically the Chiefs and also Detroit Lions ran the same type of flood route, and they never made an adjustment. I mean, you're an NFL coach. You got to make an adjustment. Okay, you can't stay in zone on the goal line. I mean, somebody's got to squeeze someone. Someone's got to take someone. And I don't know.
Yeah, that last play was iffy because the corner should have had the first receiver to the sideline.
Right. I mean, based on there's nobody else out there who's going to guard him if you don't guard him. Now, I heard somebody say this on ESPN, and I forget the gentleman's name because I was clicking through it today, and he said it's either the coach or the quarterback.
Right.
And he didn't say what coach. Well, he was actually talking about the head coach. It's either the coach or the quarterback.
Right.
And when people say that, because they're the ones in the NFL get the most praise and the most money.
Yes.
So I thought so, because there was a couple of times even in the Detroit Lions game that Shanahan Nick Saban him. Yeah, went down and said, "What are you running? What are you doing?" He did a few times in the game, and I don't know if he did in the Packers game or not, or I have it flipped because I'm still, the Super Bowl to me was a lot of three and out when we had the lead coming out of halftime, and I knew it was going to put something up on the board and to get more, and it didn't happen, and and now we're going to be. If we get back to another Super Bowl and don't win it, we're going to be ranked up there with the Buffalo Bills and the Minnesota Vikings losing 4 Super Bowls, not in a row, but losing 4 Super Bowls.
At least it's not in a row. But at least y'all are getting there.
Hey, come on. Really?
At least you're getting there.
Really?
You could be like the Cowboys and not even getting out of the first round.
Well, I don't understand why you putting the Cowboys in the same conversation with the Niners. I'm just wondering why you would do that. But anyway. My point is that the Chiefs did, and there's certain plays that was suspect, certain holding calls, but we got to make plays.
You got to make plays.
We got to make plays, and the defensive coordinator, I knew that was going to happen. I felt that was going to happen.
You felt it was going to happen,
yeah,
so you weren't surprised.
Was not surprised.
Okay.
That they let him go, and they need to let the DB coach go because.
The DBs don't know how to cover.
Well, they're soft.
Oh, they soft.
They're just nice guys. Nice guys.
Gotcha.
Nice guys.
Okay.
All right. Another note that came out in the NFL. I don't know. The NFL didn't bring it out.
Okay.
But the talk is, what do you think about Justin Fields being a Pittsburgh Steeler?
I would love Justin Fields to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Number one, because I love I know I don't like Pittsburgh, but I like Coach Tomlin.
Okay.
And I think Coach Tomlin would be just a great mentor for Justin. And I think that they both can have a long-term career with Pittsburgh. And I would become a Pittsburgh fan. Well, I'm a Pittsburgh fan now because of Demarni Dawson, and because of I do respect Mike Tomlin because he's one of the few black coaches that we have in an NFL, and he's long term. I mean, he's won every year.
Yeah, definitely.
You can only respect him. I just started following his wife. She they've been talking about the whole what's his name, just I don't know how to say his name. Whatever his name is, from his wife made a Taylor Swift jacket and was doing all the gear. Well, Mike Tomlin's wife has an NFL line, and they haven't been promoting it, and it's black owned. So
okay,
how about that?
Did not know that.
Yeah, so I've been following her with her gear, and she's got some. It's nice, some pretty cute stuff.
I like that. Well, I want to stay football, and then we're going over to basketball. Because
you want to do basketball?
Hey, we're going to do basketball. I can do it all. Okay. I mean, it was football season. What am I going to talk about?
It's football season.
Football is over now. So, but
football ain't over.
Real quickly, let's talk about your team, because
our schedule just came out.
Your team is got a few players that's going to play somewhere.
Yeah, they're going to Bogota, Colombia, and to play in an international game. I mean, we got like 11 players. So our general manager is going. Our
so let me make sure I get this straight. Let me make sure I get this straight. So basically, if you got that many players going and playing in this international game, and y'all don't win it's the coaches, right? Is that what you just said? That's what you just said. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And it was the coaches last year.
No, I'm talking about right this year.
This year?
You didn't have no 11 going. Okay.
No, we had a bunch going that went last year as well.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Since you want to be smart about it,
I'm just saying.
I mean, I agree. When we had practice on Saturday, mm-hmm. I felt like we're better now, and we're still a month and a half away than we were at the end of the season last year.
What makes you better?
Number one, our talent is better. We have more weapons at the skill level, at the skill positions. We had so many injuries last year, and almost everybody that was injured last year is back.
Okay.
Just that alone, because we have some horses that were injured last year.
Right.
And so they're all back, and that alone made us better. But we picked up some new rookies that have speed. They got hands. And they're picking up on the game really, really well, and we're excited about.
Well, are you giving my girl some help on defense? Who's your girl?
Yes.
Come on, babe.
Yes, Angie. Yes. So we're giving Angie some help on defense. We're moving some people around. I think we're bringing.
Congratulations on her and her.
Yeah, and her wife just had a baby.
Just had a baby.
And I think that so we're gonna I think we're moving Pep to the front line. Oh, we're also changing the defense. I think we're going to a 3-5, and we picked up some other new people. Okay. I think Jadee is coming to the defensive line and coming off of the offensive line, because she says it's a lot better for her, because on the offensive line she says she has to think too much, whereas on the defensive line she just gets to the ball.
Well, I like that. Well, I'm excited about that. Y'all season kicks off. Because tell them when y'all season is.
So our first game starts on April the 27th. Except we're away, and we go back to Grand Rapids. I don't know why we're going back to Grand Rapids back to back. So our away games is Grand Rapids, Detroit, and Columbus, Ohio. So anybody in those areas will pull up. And our home games, I looked at your schedule. I think you have a tournament on May the 11th in baseball, Louisville for your tournament. And so you should be able to meet that one. So we'll be playing at a different field this year too. We'll be at Holy Cross. The games will start at 5:00. And if you go to my Facebook page, you guys will be able to see those exact dates. And if anybody wants season tickets are only like $25. And we're still looking for sponsors. And if anybody wants to play, we still looking for players that want to play.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do what's going on, because high school basketball, the young men and the young ladies just winding down.
Okay.
I think everybody's got. I know they don't have no more than 4 games remaining.
Yes.
So the season is rounding down, and I'm sitting there looking at the top 5 and the top people in it. This is an unbelievable basketball year. We have a lot of teams. It's just very good. And right now, Grant Carlson, they are leading the way. They're the number 1 team in the state. Lexington Catholic, Newport, Trinity, and St. X rounds out the top 5. Mm-hmm. But also, with that said, is you got Lyon County led by the Travis Perry. It's just, if you have not seen that young man play,
he can ball.
He lights it up.
It's going to be fun watching him and Reed next year together.
Yeah, well, it's fun. I mean, the young man can flat out shoot, and he can play a little bit. And and first of all, I was talking to someone who's in. I didn't realize he scored over 5,000 points. Yes, that's
That's a lot of points.
Well, he's the all-time, and he broke it last year as a junior.
Wow.
So he's just adding on to his scoring, but that's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot. So I have to give him his props. But
what's his game average?
I think it was 20,
Jeez.
28 cents. Whatever it is.
Balling.
I mean, he's balling. I didn't even put that down. I didn't even
he's balling.
Making a comment on that. But they're 23-3, and they're ranked number 7th in the state. Right down the street, number 11 is George Rogers Clark. The Bowling Green High Purples are 12. Our boy Coach Brown at Woodford County is 13. Bryan Station is 22. Henry Clay's 23, and Frederick Douglass is 27. Now, Frederick Douglass dropped based on one of their players, and you can elaborate on that. Had a tooth injury.
Yeah, boom. Missed like 3 games.
Yeah, and it makes a big difference. And plus him coming back, the chemistry but they're going to be ready. The coach is going to have them ready, and it's going to be pretty amazing. And the most amazing thing when you think about this is that 11 region, to get out of that 11 region. It's tough. It's going to be tough. I mean, again, Sarah, Madison Southern, Bryan Station, Frederick Douglass, Henry Clay, Lexington Catholic,
are all ranked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Any of them can come out of there.
Any of them. The 7th region is not bad with St. X, Trinity, Newport, Mayo, and also Eastern. Eastern's having a good year, and that's where our boy Mark Sellers went to high school.
Oh, okay.
Eastern High School. So that is amazing itself. And I'm real proud. Very good games are coming up. I cannot wait till district kicks in. I don't think the schedule came out. I was trying to find it, and if somebody knows it, I don't think it came out yet.
The district schedule?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll look it up at KSAA when we get off.
Yeah. So that's pretty good. But what do you think about the games in basketball wise?
Well, I've only seen one game, and that was the Woodford. I went to the Woodford County Douglas game, and it was a good game the other day. I thought it was competitive. It was just fun watching them play. I hated that I think both sides was missing a player, but it was still fun. To me, I'm hearing a lot about Bryan Station, and I think Bryan Station is going to be the team. Amari Owens is killing it over there. Yeah.
Well, my thing,
and he really, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what I like. I love when players work on their game in the off season, because his game has totally transformed. He was good last year when I watched him play, but seeing him this year, you could just tell he worked on his game. And I think that's something that we probably don't talk about as much with us being coaches. It's just seeing that growth in kids and the work that they put in how important that off-season work that you got to put in order to get better the next year.
Right. Well, I saw him play for the first time. I think they was playing Henry Clay at Bryan Station. We just got to doing baseball, and that's coming up in a few. But he's amazing. And I did not realize he's a true sophomore.
He's only a sophomore?
Sophomore. That means he's not redshirted. He didn't get held back. He's not 25 years of age playing. He is amazing. If you have not seen this young man play, guys, I mean, he's worth the ticket. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying nothing against the other guys. Yeah. He's got a crew.
Oh, he's got
Coach has got him ready. He's got a crew. But that young man, I love his intensity, his level, and I hope he keeps it there. And and improve every single day because he's exciting to watch.
He's fun to watch.
And he puts everybody involved. He can go in and out. But I say it again, he's got some fellas now. He ain't coming to the court by himself. He ain't coming by himself. He's got some true guys on that one. And so that's exciting. And like I go back to this again, that 11 region is unbelievable.
It's tough coming out there 11 region.
It's just going to be unbelievable, and I'm excited about the basketball programs that took place, excited about when football was going on, what Bryant Station did, Frederick Douglass did, and Tate's Creek did, and everyone else. It's coming.
It's coming.
They're waiting for the right thing. I talked to Tate's Creek's coach the other day, and Coach Hawk, and he's talking about, he's got to transfer in, maybe it can help him at the quarterback spot. He's got a few extra other players that got bigger and stronger. And it's the same thing as Dunbar, the same thing. And same thing as, who am I saying? Lafayette. Coach Lawson, thank you. Over at Lafayette, he feels like he's 1 year away. People have patience and they're going to be there. But I know our subject is basketball, but I get excited talking about young people.
It's hits and heels. So, football is number one for me. So I don't mind you going back to football.
Well, I mean, my point is, it's so nice in Lexington here that you have in all these sports. I mean, you look at the young ladies basketball right now is just as hot. Our girl Sacred Heart
number one.
Yeah, still number one, going after their 4th consecutive title.
That's a legendary coach. I got to get her on here.
Yeah, and I think the best player, she's a junior.
I think she is.
She's a junior, and that's just unbelievable to go after 4 straight titles, and they have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But they got a few teams that saying, "Not so fast, my friend." That's a quote from a legend. George Rogers Clark with our girl E. Jackson helping that down there coaching. And what's the head
my
coach
boy
name?
D? I don't know the head coach, but my boy D. Williams is down there.
D. Williams
is down there too.
Yeah, he's been there a while. All of them been there a while. And they're going to say, "Hold on, my friend." Then you got Covington, Holy Cross, and then Cooper as well. So it's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's pretty neat to have a young lady. Frederick Douglass young ladies is ranked 15th, and they stumbled just a little bit, and then next thing now they're back on track because Coach he's got them doing their thing as well. So the young ladies basketball is just as exciting as the males, and then in the same situation, and when you go to high school baseball, it's going to be exciting watching Lafayette, Henry Clay, Tate's Creek, Bryant Station, Dunbar. I miss somebody. Lafayette, Tate's
Creek,
Dunbar, Henry Clay.
Mm.
Okay, very competitive. I mean, Lexington right now, sports is exciting.
It is.
It's exciting,
and it's not just those. I mean, the soccer team has. I think Dunbar has won it the last couple of years.
Dunbar's done their thing in soccer.
Yeah,
they always have.
And then there's other sports that Lexington schools are dominant in over the state. And then of course track is getting ready to come up, and we're getting ready to dominate in track too.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, we're going to bounce back and forth on all these subjects again because they're amazing. And what do you think about the going back to basketball? Staying on basketball, if you will, University of Kentucky.
Well, they've been really exciting, but they don't play no defense, Coach. Offense is off the chain. So when you look at them offensively, you're thinking Final Four, but then their defense, you're not even making the 64 on defense, and we all know defense wins championships.
Right, and I guess my biggest problem is on defense, and you've always heard me say, because you're a basketball person.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, I play basketball, but I didn't coach it, but played it and watched it a lot. Is basketball to me, you've heard me say, it's not defense, it's stops. The thing about the University of Kentucky that irritates me, they don't get stops when it counts. They can score. I don't care if the score is 97-93. as the great Al Davis used to say, God rest his soul, just win, baby.
Just win.
That's all that matters. Just win. Win the game, move on to your next opponent. And I really hope that the young people at the UK, the basketball players, understand that. Make a more of an effort on defense that you're making now.
Yes.
Like you do on offense.
Yes.
I mean, if you score 20 and that person scores 19, you scored 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing about Michael Jordan.
Right.
Michael gets 30. His guy,
he's going to shut his man down.
He's going to try to shut his man down. Unbelievable. And that's what I look at University of Kentucky, because they broke their 3-game losing streak.
Last night against Ole Miss.
Yeah, and they won 75-63. And also the girls, their next game is against Auburn, and that's Saturday at 6 p.m. That will take place, number 13 Auburn. And the young lady, I'm old. I was about to call them Lady Cats. I apologize. The women's basketball program, they play Auburn tomorrow. Okay, and I think they both are playing them on the road.
Okay.
So and so what's going on with the women's basketball program? What do you feel? I'm asking you a question, putting you on the spot.
Well,
Coach.
First of all, I totally love and respect Coach Elsie. One of the things that I like about that she did that we were kind of complaining about sports was that Kentucky wasn't recruiting in state. Well, she's got like some of the best girls that came in state, but those girls to me don't necessarily have I don't know. They're not competing with girls out of state. They're so it's almost looks like she has a high school team because they're not as physical and competitive on what you need in order to be able to play, especially in the SEC, because of course in women's basketball the SEC is dominating. Right, we got like 8. I think there are like 8, 9 teams out of the SEC that are in the top 25. So, and with South Carolina leading everybody at number 1, and I just think that is, I don't know. I just think the recruits have to change for her.
Okay, well, what kind of recruits are you looking to get? Because I just think that the biggest thing when I watched them play, a lot of it had to do with they don't really have an inside game. Because I think a lot of young ladies they're getting in the state of Kentucky.
They're all shooters.
They're all shooters.
I agree.
And to me, they're shooting, but you got to get rebounds because you're not going to hit every shot.
Yeah. And you got to have an inside presence.
You got to have an inside presence. What was the young lady that went off to the NBA when we won the SEC tournament or came in second in the SEC tournament?
Oh, yeah.
Remember, she was
Rain.
Thank you. She was a unbelievable inside presence. I just feel like if she gets, and the other coaches go get that one young lady
that can play inside,
because that's South Carolina.
I agree.
South Carolina a lot of skills, but they go
I've
inside.
talked to Coach Elsie and I've talked to her assistant coaches, and I wanted them to offer Justin Fields' little sister because she's like 6'2", and she can.
Is she a sophomore?
She's a junior.
But don't she play softball?
No, she plays volleyball.
Oh,
but basketball is her number 1 sport. Oh. So she's got 2 state championships in basketball from her freshman and her sophomore year, and she's got 2 state Jessica Fields. And she's got 2 state championships in volleyball her freshman and sophomore year. But she's got offers from most of the other SEC schools, but she doesn't have an offer from Kentucky. But I think that her size is exactly what Kentucky needs in order to get to the next level. Plus, Jessica can handle the ball, even as what we would call a big player. She can handle the rock, right. And she can shoot from the outside. Right? She's another Rain.
Okay. Well,
I'm trying to recruit for her.
Well, I mean, you won every program. It's no different than Kentucky baseball is great. To start their season as well, and you can honestly say that he's done a fantastic job at UK baseball, And so now, get the young ladies where they need to be.
Yeah.
And we're good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're good. It's so good to be a fan, and it's so fun to be a fan. And because right now, switching back to football, UK football spring practice will start soon, and that's exciting right now. They're lifting and running and reading and writing and reading and writing and lifting and running. And so, this coming season is going to be exciting in UK football as well.
Oh, they just hired a new offensive coordinator. What do you think?
I don't know.
I know him either. He came from Boise State. So they say he likes to do a lot of trick plays. And so they thought that they the feedback that I saw that he would spice it up a little bit. And, you're not going to see just the typical, play calling, and you'll see a little variety. So what do you think about that?
Everybody says that. But guys, you gotta take a step back. What SEC team does a lot of trick plays?
I don't know name.
I've never seen them really do. They may do 1, 2.
We got beat on that one trick. What was it? A trick play? No, it was. I can't say it was a trick play. Was it Missouri that and it turned the whole momentum? We lost the whole momentum.
A trick play, and it was a game this year. Or a few years back.
No, it was a game this year where I thought it was
Missouri
game.
He threw a ball.
It was a fake. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fake punt. Yes. Yes. And that changed, but it doesn't happen too often.
No, it doesn't happen often.
Yeah,
no.
Because the SEC will just say, we got athletes. And athletes don't mean skill guys. That means linemen, because you got linemen running 4.6s and 4.7s, and that's pretty impressive. So UK football is about to kick itself up, and I keep glancing over to my right because I am so excited about this boys basketball in Lexington.
I am too. It's gonna be fun. I've only went to a couple games.
Sorry, we're bouncing back.
But when it's time for the district, I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm gonna be making the district games. That's for sure.
I mean, again, everybody forgetting about Sarah.
Sarah's good too.
And now this is what I heard. I said Sarah wins their big games at their gym. At their gym, they play a little bit different at their gym. Because I think, if I'm correct, I'm pretty sure their overall record is 16-9, but they've knocked off some top teams. So they feel real good when district play comes around. We can compete with you because we competed or we beat you.
Well, I saw a post today that there's a little bit of controversy. So apparently for the regional or the district game, they weren't able to get EKUs. So now they're using Dunbar because Dunbar has the biggest gym for either and I don't understand why they couldn't go to Transy or the horse park to use a different or a more
that facility still out there? Oh, okay.
Because remember Brown and them used to play.
Hey, that's been years.
That's I know, but they still should have the field or the floor or whatever to be able to transform it. But I just think there just needs to be a neutral court. That's all I'm saying. That's what I don't know. Well, and speaking of transit, did you know that their girls team has the 7th longest winning streak of all time of any NCAA team? They won like 57 games in a row.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. And I went, what?
Yeah, no.
And that was at the end of the conversation. So I didn't look it up or anything.
I'm glad you mentioned the transit because I totally forgot about that. But yeah, they're definitely worth mentioning. They're not getting enough press for that.
This area is, I'm sorry, I'm smiling. I'm excited. And like I said, I can't give enough props to these coaches in basketball who's brought their program along correctly. It's just real nice to watch.
But shout out to Bryan Station for bringing Coach Lichten. Is it Lichten? What's his name? Coach Lichten back? I thought that was huge. Like, because you don't see that happen very often. You run a coach off, and then
I don't know if he ran or he left.
Or if he left. I don't know.
Right.
I thought it was
I can call him and ask him.
Yeah, I thought it was one of them situations, like they always do, where you know, people, the parents and the fans usually run most coaches off, right? If they're not winning or they feel like that they're not doing what they need to be doing. So I thought that was the case, and if I'm could easily be mistaken, but I'm glad that he's back, because obviously he's done a great job.
He took his lump last year.
Yeah.
And then he came back.
Turn it back around.
The Valentine is the term basketball used. They don't say tall, they say long. And Valentine is long. They got some players that's long. That's like going back, you know, to Owens. You know, when I said he's got some help, you know, I'm being redundant on that subject, but he's got some help. He can flat out play a little bit. So, but anyway, looking forward to it again. The region, the district. Looking forward to see what Travis Perry does in his high school career, because he is coming to the University of Kentucky, and that's exciting to watch that young man stay in the state of Kentucky, and it's exciting to see. I hope that Cal
Let me tell you who I want to come.
Who?
I want Jasper Johnson to come to Kentucky.
That'd be nice for him to come back, since he ends up leaving the area, unless you pay to watch him play on Zoom or whatever it is, you know, because it was pretty cool for him to come back. His team came back into Woodford County, and they ended up hosting.
But I think the game before. No, what game did they lose before this Ole Miss game? Whatever the last home game was, he had his official visit at Kentucky that day.
Oh, he did? Okay. Yeah, but he's only a sophomore, junior.
Did he reclassify?
I think he did, because I know he's not a senior. That I do.
Oh, then he must be a junior.
He's either a sophomore or a junior.
Because him and Makai, I think, are together.
Yeah, but that don't mean anything.
I thought Makai's a junior. He'll be a senior next year.
Yeah.
Was he a senior now? I can't remember.
No, Makai's a junior.
Yeah.
He's a junior.
Yeah, so I think he's a junior. He'll be a senior next
year. So he's behind that first class we coached him at Crawford.
Yes.
Because he reclassified.
Yeah.
Took the red shirt, in which I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea too. You want to talk about that?
Go ahead.
You know, I know a lot of people had questioned Ty about reclassifying, and coming back that extra year, or or like a lot of players that are in college that are coming back for the COVID year. Now there's some players that's been playing for 10 years, but just I think
you're right.
But I think for high school and going, because most of the time, you do have the red shirt.
But here's the thing about Ty, which everybody that can hear us. Okay, Ty he would have graduated high school at 17. He was not 18 going on 19. He was 17 going on 18. So he would have been at the University of Kentucky as a 17-year-old. And then he would have turned 18 in August. So him
like
coming back
a couple of games before his first game, he would have turned 18.
When you sat down and not having a moment, guys, a fact. Ty could have stayed another year last year. He could have been at Frederick Douglass for another year. Because that would have put him, like most kids are, 19 to 20 going into their freshman year.
Yeah.
And he would have been
off 20.
It's 20 based on the date.
Yeah.
And I mean, imagine that if he would have stayed back. So, I mean, he could have stayed back another year. He could have stayed back another year and came back to Frederick Douglass last year, and then he would be coming to the University of Kentucky this coming year. Like right now, he would have been enrolled right now.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yes. Because of his birthday.
Yeah.
Because his birthday.
And he's so young.
So I'm about that. I'm not too much about 25-year-olds, 27-year-olds in college.
Yeah. Getting
all these extra time to play. I'm sorry. There's a big difference. I mean, I look at me. I left at 22.
To an 18.
Let me stay until I'm 24. My body's going to develop. I'm a grown man.
Yeah. I'm
a grown ace man. And I am. I mean, and there's a big difference. That's what we used to say when the young people used to grab us guys. I got grown man strength.
Yeah.
And now I'm lifting too with grown man strength. I don't understand that. Guys that's 27, 28, getting okay to go up against 17 and 18-year-olds. I don't care. Nobody can convince me of that. I'm sorry. because that's a big difference. I never forget Florida State's quarterback, and then when Georgia won the national title, that he was 26, 25, about to turn 26.
Yeah. Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
And where's he at now?
I have no idea. I mean, he's a home household name. He's
he's got two championships.
Yeah, he could be right, doing a clipboard and getting 3 years and getting a pension.
Yeah.
They do that sometimes for certain players.
They do.
So, but I don't know. I mean, again, more about what you feel about that, staying and going.
Again, I'm torn. I mean, I think sometimes, when that's the reason why a lot of colleges redshirt, especially in football, is to get your body right and to get you acclimated. So if you can just stay another year where you're not sitting,
1 year,
then I think it helps.
1 year.
And Ty didn't even do a year; he just did a extra semester.
Right. Well, he got on campus for the
because he started early. He started January. He didn't wait the whole year because he could have did another year of baseball.
Right, and he's turned down his
turned down his last season of baseball.
Yeah, and Coach Brooks, who's now at George Washington Squad, it reminds me of that every time I see him.
It does.
Ty left me high and dry. So did Dane. Dane did the same thing. He did the same thing. People don't realize Dane was a heck of an outfielder. Could hit, and he actually swung the bat left-handed, and he threw right-handed. So
So have we talked to Ty about whether or not he still wants to pursue baseball?
Well, I talked to him, and he wants to, but right now he's so focused on gaining weight and getting stronger that sooner or later he'll start throwing again. He'll start hitting, and because baseball's timing. Baseball's a lot about timing. So, we don't really talk about it. We more talk about the true statement, the more the academics and just the college life. Excuse me. Just making the right decisions when you're out, and it's scary. It's scary. Excuse me.
It is scary. Okay, so we touched on baseball. Let's talk about it. Your schedule is out. Have you looked at who's the best team in the city?
The best team in the city.
I don't care about anybody else, just in the city.
Okay. To me, the best team in the city is whoever got pitching.
So who got the best pitchers? I'm not gonna lie.
Henry Clay's got some pitchers.
Is Leighton Harris still at Freddie Douglass?
Late. I mean, I'm not taking that away from Freddie Douglass, but he's a beast. He's the best player in the city. He's going to the University of
he's the best player in the city, and his little brother is a beast.
Yeah. But Big Brother is
Leighton is a beast.
He's riding the pony by himself right now. Little brother can catch him.
Yeah, but he's a beast. He's the best player. He's hands down the best baseball player in Lexington.
He plays outfield very well, strong arm, good reaction on baseballs. For catching the ball, he swings the bat. He throws left-handed. He's got which his dad taught him. Most people don't understand that. His dad taught him that slider, and it's nasty. His dad is tired and it's nasty. It was nasty when he was 10. 10.
When he was 10.
Playing at Eastern, that caught my attention. I went over to him and was like, man, where you learn that? And he's mastered it, and he's just a great young man.
Definitely one of my favorites.
He had a little setback because he tore his
ACL
playing basketball. So he decided not to play basketball. So and Freddie Douglass gonna have some pretty decent little pitchers this year. They lost some key players last year. Thomas is at the University of Louisville, and they lost first baseman, catcher, Harbison, the shortstop is just smooth. I coached his dad at Bryan Station High School. He's just smooth. I mean, he receives well, throws well. So they're going to be very competitive. Coach Johnson taking over, who was the pitcher coach, is taking over at Freddie Douglass as Eddie Brooks moved on to George Rogers Clark. He's hanging out in Andover now. He's got a hitting facility, and he's got what he worked for. What he worked for, what he needed, to be successful. He was still successful without it, but it just puts more arsenal for Coach Brooks. 100% Arsenal for Coach Brooks on that. So, all right. But to truly answer your question, I'm not really sure. I mean, Dunbar changed their coach like early in the season, which I was totally shocked because then it's not going to be there. I don't know what happened. All I know is the young man can flat out coach. And again, I'm not being biased, but I am biased. I coached him. I've been knowing him. His character is second to none. He had Coach Kaufman, who I respect.
I like Coach. Yeah, I like Sean.
Yeah, a lot. And I was a little bit surprised and hurt that Dunbar let him go. And I know he was when I spoke with him on the phone. And they've got a lot of young talent coming up. They got a few kids that's not going to play this year, their senior year. And Dunbar, which I was surprised because they love the game. So I don't know what made them not love it anymore. Lafayette's always going to be competitive. Coach has been there forever. He's going to have them whipped out. And actually, we played Bryant Station. We played George Rogers Clark our first game on I think it's March 11th or 12th.
Okay.
So that's coming up, and we'll play them down there because they'll probably have snow. Because it's baseball. Right. Snow's coming, guys. I'm sorry. It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming. And Bryant Station, I mean, we won one game last year, and we got many compliments that we're probably the one winningest, good-looking team, And,
but y'all look good losing, huh?
We look good. I mean, we have one inning and 2 innings. Now we got maturity. We just need our seniors and juniors this year who was with us last year. We got a lot of returnees. And you can't beat varsity experience. And I told them that. I mean, we got a lot of varsity experience, and it's exciting.
That's good.
You come to the game.
If I'm not at practice.
Man, I'll get your priorities straight, partner. Saying.
I can't get into baseball as much as I do football and everything else, babe.
Baseball's good.
Especially when my son not playing. But I'll get out there to watch y'all play, though. I will. So Mr. Brown said that recreational baseball vanished in the 80s when John T. Shelby and he played. He said, why are African-American kids not interested in baseball?
Number one is time. Because everybody went to travel ball. Everything's travel ball. Everything.
And it's expensive.
It's $2,000.
Yeah, that's expensive.
$1,900.
Yeah, black parents ain't trying to spend all that.
I'm not going black or white. I'm just saying in general, it's very expensive because baseball is a sport that you keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Everybody's got the nice. People don't realize how much gloves cost. You go to Walmart, you see a glove for $60. You're not seeing that glove on the high school field.
It's a $400 glove.
Yeah, I mean, we had a kid that I could say this because I'm not going to say the kid's name, and I never said it to him. He came in, he had this bat, and I looked at the bat, and I handed it. I looked at it, and I handed it back to him, and I thought to myself, I said, "That's a Walmart bat." So that would mean that thing's going to ting. Okay. So it doesn't have the push that you need, and because baseball is very expensive.
Okay.
Baseball is very expensive.
Well, my wide receiver she said that I'll be at practice, and you can't take me from them.
What?
Casey said that I'll be at practice. That you can't take me from them.
Casey.
Because that's why I can't be at your games, because I'm gonna be at our practice.
Casey, we'll talk about that. All right, she cool though. She cool. I'm gonna let her have that. Now, and then you've been around Miss Coach Brian. You know that me saying you're gonna be at my game don't work. So I'm kidding myself to think that's gonna work. Wow. Okay.
She said they need you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. So now what was your answer on why do you think black kids aren't interested in baseball?
Again, it's money. It's
the
time.
Money part.
I think I know for a fact that I got a call from Tommy, and Tommy is at Douglas Park, and this man has done a lot for the community, and he's an Omega. Done a lot for the community, and he talked to me that they're trying to start a baseball, and I'm going to support that. You know,
for Parks and Rec?
No, for Douglas Park, Blackheads.
Oh, gotcha.
Douglas Park.
Okay.
And I just think that baseball, and I say this, and people get mad, but baseball is the hardest game to play out of the three. It's hard. And people don't understand how hard it is. Right now, even going back to Bryant Station, they're getting chewed out because they're receiving the ball. And I go, you're not receiving the ball. It's got to be your left eye. And when you say that, people
like what? Like,
why I thought it's supposed to be straight down.
Yeah.
No, the ball is received on your left eye. The ball is received out in front. It's not this. And when you watch a baseball player, and put some opera music behind them. They are so smooth.
Yeah.
And if you, people, go watch a baseball game of a college, or go watch a baseball game of the pros. What does ESPN put on in Major League Baseball besides home runs?
What feels?
Errors.
Oh,
Major League Baseball players don't make errors.
Yeah.
So you got to work at that craft. You got like we'll go back to tie. How many baseballs did I hit the tie? Lots. I mean, we would.
Because you would have buckets.
3 buckets.
And you would go through all 3 buckets.
And then we would go through 3 buckets again, just on fielding. He said, "Are you talking about Tommy Walker?" Yes. Okay. Yes, Mr. Brown. How you doing, buddy? Yes. And so black kids playing baseball, you got to love baseball, because baseball is boring compared to basketball.
It sure is.
And then they trying to speed it up with the clock, but it's still boring.
It sure is.
But to me, it's I heard the first show is. Did y'all hear the first one? You silly. I heard the first one. I try to ignore it. But baseball is you have to play it and practice it every day. You have to. You can't. Basketball, you can set out and the craft will come back. Football, if I can jump faster, jump higher, or run faster, I got a good chance in football. And that's a fact. I don't care what anybody say. If you got speed, you can play football. And they'll put you somewhere.
Yeah.
They'll put you somewhere because you got speed. You got something you can't teach.
Right.
If you got size and quickness and speed, you're going to get paid.
Yes.
Baseball, that you got 8 people in front of you with a glove that can run, catch, to keep you from getting on base.
Right.
I remember Mr. Kentucky won. Mr. Kentucky, he went 0 for 31. He hit the ball. People caught it.
Right.
0
for 31.
Well, that's the reason why in basketball, going back, Mr. Bryant, is this. I have 10 footballs thrown to me. I dropped 7. Am I going to get cut? Yes. I got 10 basketball shots. See how that going? 10 basketball shots. I missed 7. Am I going to get cut? Yes. I strike out 7 straight times. I get on a infield base hit. I hit a little base hit to left field. I hit a little Judy to right field. I'm betting 300. I'm going to make $1 million.
Right.
That's baseball.
Right. She said for sure benched. Yep, absolutely. Casey said for sure benched. So Mr. Brown said that they played together in the old African American League at Douglas Park. I think that's what Mr. Walker is trying to bring back.
Yeah, Tommy, yes.
He's trying to bring back something like that, the African American League, or just something for the black boys, so that we can get more black boys involved with baseball. I would love to see.
Well, the patient of black parents too. I'm sorry.
We ain't patient.
You got to drive. There's no bus.
Right.
You got to give them money so they can eat.
Yeah.
School lets down academically. Baseball is not played just on Friday or just played on Tuesday and Thursday or Friday, meaning high school.
I'm going to tell you what I feel like the reason why.
Okay.
I think the reason why a lot of black boys don't, is because you have to get your grades because baseball doesn't get a full ride.
No, they don't. Unless you're a pitcher.
Unless you're a pitcher.
Yeah.
So you gotta have great grades in order.
Grants.
Yes, in order
grants.
to get the scholarships, the other outside scholarships or academic scholarships to make up for a full ride scholarship.
But here's also, man, if you take a moment, it's sort of like I've heard kids say, "I'm not going to do this work," and then you look at them and you go, "I already graduated high school," and a lot of kids think the academics is for the teacher, but the teacher's already graduated high school. Yeah, you have to be self-motivated to say, "Oh, I don't want a D. I don't want a C. I want a B or an A." That will get you the money to go off to college, even if you don't play a sport. Let's be real. If you're in a classroom, you have to work hard to get a D or an F. You got to work hard. Parents, you got to work hard to get that. So if your kids are coming on with D's and F's and low C's, they're working at it. Just like the academic person with an A.
I mean, I think the whole academic part is something that a lot of parents are missing the boat on. I love that now in this day and age, you have the whole infinite campus where you can literally go on every day. You can put a notification on your phone if when their grades are in or something, where you can monitor your kids' grades. And if your child is an athlete and you're not monitoring their grades on a daily basis, you're giving your child it should be child abuse.
Right. But it goes back, and it's not a moment, guys, and I say this humbly, just very fortunate and blessed. Amen.
Yes.
It is. That was not when they started recruiting our baby. That's all we can go by.
Yes.
When they started recruiting our baby, the academic was not a problem or a subject.
It was non-negotiable.
They didn't bring it up.
They didn't,
because they looked at it. He had a 4.0, and they was like, "Oh, cool." Now it may be another kid that lived in Ohio that was maybe better. He's got a 1.5. Yes. So how do you know that young man? And this is what I'm saying as a coach. If you get a 1.7 or 1.8, how do I know I can bring you on my campus and you're going to do what I asked you to do? Because you're showing lack of discipline by having a 1.5, 1.7.
Yeah.
So we call that coach killer.
Yes.
So if the University of Kentucky, Coach Stoops, I hope you're listening,
he's not.
calls me up on the phone and he says, "Hey, I would love for you to be one of my DB coaches." And then he tells me I'm going to get paid 1.9. All right. Who is the happiest person in this house?
That's me.
Bam.
I'm quitting my job.
The next day,
off that plantation.
And that's what people. This one. That's what people don't understand. Because if a recruiter or a position coach brings you on that campus and you do something wrong, that coach can get fired, and now he can't feed his family. That's why they're so picky about who they want to come on their campus.
Yeah.
Because, they recruit you, they spend all this money, they pay the coach to go see you. Then the next thing I know, you're not going to class.
Right.
You're not turning in work. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. Now you can run and jump, but I need you to do run and jump and read.
But getting your grades gives you the opportunity to have more options.
Even after sports.
But just to get recruited for the recruiting process, because if you don't have the grades now, you're not going to get the Power 5 options where you're thinking, "Oh, I'm a D1 player." No, you're going to have to settle for a junior college. You're going to have to settle for, maybe even an NAIA or a D3 or something like that, because you don't have the grades, and it doesn't matter how good you are.
Well,
because that's all that you're going to have to settle for, that because you didn't get your grades.
Well, wait, I guess I look at it differently. It's settling. I don't use the word settling. What I look at it is very simple. It's getting an opportunity to go to college, and you don't have to pay the money back, and you got labor, and it's labor. Trust me, done it. It's a labor. Okay, take your car into a place, and the part costs you $55.
Right, and the labor costs you $500. Right.
So people don't get it twisted. It's labor. Right. Okay, but the thing about it is, if you go into the academic part, the main objective is you sit up there in a building, and I have to say, Robert Montgomery Knight, God rest his soul. People can say whatever you want to about it. You get your academics when he coached at Indiana. It's a fact. Own a company. Bobby Knight will call you. I've got a student has a 4.0, a 3.5, a 3.2. He is in that. His major is what you do for a living. He needs a job when he graduates high school. He's not going off the college, excuse me. He's not going off the NBA. How many coaches do that? That's amazing.
That's amazing.
And if you didn't, he made a comment in his press conference about it, that I got this kid. So it doesn't just help you for sports. It helps you because of the alumni boosters. They all own companies. You get a degree in business or marketing. That guy's up in the stands and saying he's got a what? A 3.5, a 3.2
in college.
Let's get him a job. Oh, he's not doing that job. Yeah. Man, he's a UK guy. He's a this guy, transit guy. The network is unbelievable. Georgetown guy. So the objective is how about if we just hire him and go from there? So
gotcha. So I'm going to address Casey. Casey said she's going to show this to her players because she said they probably need to hear it from somebody else. That's for sure. And then she also talked about how she coaches middle school football too down in Nashville, and she's had to transport kids too. Coach Bryant hates when I take kids home. But I also like what Mr. Brown said.
That you take kids. Why would you say that? I don't hate that. What I don't like is for people to take advantage of you.
Gotcha.
That bothers me. I mean, the coach can do it. No.
Yeah.
Invest in your child.
Invest in your child. You really do need to invest in your child. But I also like what Mr. Brown said. In the age of sports, kids in basketball want to break ankles. They want to shoot, threes from the top, from the logo, and dunk on them, but then they don't have the grades. Baseball features no show. Oh, he said baseball features no showmanship. Is dull and boring to black kids because that's what he's talking about as far as why he felt like some black kids don't like baseball as much. It's just not as flashy as maybe football and basketball.
Well, football is flashy. I mean, you can't argue basketball.
But you can't argue. No,
as soon as somebody basketball, they put the ball in play.
It's you don't have time, and it's entertainment. The whole time.
Football is entertainment.
Yeah.
You got collisions, you got long passes. So what are you watching?
Right, gotcha. Casey said facts, and that happens. Yeah. Thank you, Casey, for coming on. Thank you, Mr. Brown, for being on this day. So we got a couple of minutes left, and this is the last thing that we're going to address is this weekend we're going to the Browns and finalizing our 2024 class of Layshaw.
Okay.
You
said it like I wouldn't know.
Well, I'm just saying, are you going to be there? Because you got baseball. Because we're doing it in the evening.
It's Sunday.
You got baseball.
I do have my baseball team.
Look at my face.
I do have.
Look at my face.
I coach more than one team, guys. I forgot about that team.
Right. So I'm gonna need you to reschedule your baseball because we do have to get our 20. So guys, Coach Bryant and I are board members with the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame, and so we're getting ready to finalize the class of 2024. Save the date. October 21st is our gala for our third game for our third class. So we play Ohio that day, and it's a home game.
I think it's early.
Yeah, that should be a 12 o'clock game. Ain't no way we're getting ready to play Ohio at a 7:30 game or a 3:30 game. So that should be a 12 o'clock game.
Because last year we was in Vandy. I didn't go. I stayed for the game. The wife was looking all smooth out there in the sweat. Ooh, couldn't wipe her face. Didn't want to mess up her face. Then she got in the car. I commended her. You did your thing.
Oh, I made it back.
Made it back
just in time too.
Yeah, was
Got
flirting.
some good pictures.
Saw you flirting with George Adams.
Oh yeah, I saw George.
Yes, I do it. Yeah, because she always wanted a meeting. Because I talk about him all the time.
I can't wait to have him on.
Yeah, George is a unique person. Is of course you know his son is Jamal Adams.
Jamal with the Seattle
Seahawks. Mr. 18 million a year.
That's okay.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. But there's one thing that I want to say about our class. There's still people are still going to probably be pissed, and that's okay. But the reason why is there's people that still haven't been nominated that probably should have been nominated.
And one of them,
there's 3 people that I can think of right now. I'm not going to say their names.
Oh my God. And the bottom line is we go up to the relative and we ask them. Nominate them, and they don't nominate. And they don't do it, and then they're mad when they don't get nominated, when they don't get selected. It's gonna be people that's gonna be pissed. Because there's one that I'm telling you, I know that's in my head right now, and I never coached him, but coached against him, and he is a blessing in 2 sports. He's unbelievable, and I'm sorry. He should have got nominated when they asked, please nominate. He is unbelievable. And I guess I'm going to have to go out the crib, babe, and I'm just going to nominate him next year. Oh, that's what me and you both. No doubt. Yeah, to leave no doubt. I think I got the thing on here. So listen. For next year, right there on the bottom, right there. Oh, it's on the bottom. What is? It's usually I thought that part went away. I have no idea what you're talking about. Do you know? I have no idea. Where it says layshoff.com on the bottom, right? So that's where you go and nominate. Hey, I think I'm older than you. I can't read that. Y'all see my face. So we're playing with social media. So got a big bright light in my eyes. Oh my God. I need to read something. Y'all come get y'all boy. I'm just saying. Sorry about my coughing. I was actually sick this weekend and feel a lot better today. Okay, there it is right there. Layshoff.com. So go to layshoff.com, right? And there's a nomination form on there where you can go and nominate somebody. But listen, when you nominate them, we need all the information. Like you've got to be detailed on what they did, what they accomplished, and it's got to be facts. We're seeing stuff like they're just a great guy, good for the community. What does that got to do with what their athletic accolades are? Right? And so don't be mad when the new nomination come out and then there's people that still didn't get nominated because number one, they haven't been nominated, and then number 2, the information is incomplete. So even when we go to Google, let me tell you something. Let me tell you how mad I got. So I went to Google the other day and Googled African American professional athletes from Lexington, Kentucky. It's people that are obvious. Like, I don't think Damani Dawson showed up on there. Like on one, he showed up on one, but he didn't show up on like another one. T-Bone Shelby didn't show up. He's got like 3 World Series championship rings, right? 2 or 3, whatever. But I'm just saying, but if you go to Google does not give these athletes any justice as far as people being able to find them. And if you bad to the bone, you should really go on either create you your own website so that you could show up in the Google, or create you a Wikipedia page so that when we go to you, all your information is already there. But the only thing you got to be careful with the Wikipedia page, you need a Wikipedia page, is that it's called an open door or something like that, where anybody can go in and update it. So you got to be careful that you can go in and keep it updated, because somebody, because there's haters out there. They can actually go up and update your stuff too. They think
you have a scandal or something like that, they're real good with going and putting all your business up in the street because something didn't happen, right? So you got to be careful with that. But I don't know what else you can really do as far as putting it out there.
Well, the first thing you hit it right on the back, Terry. Is baby, the first thing is nominate. Okay, and again, a lot of stuff. If I'm nominating someone, I really know their bio by brain, by memory, and their facts. I made a comment. Somebody made a comment in Bowling Green about they did the still the top players that come out of Bowling Green High, and guys, there's some loaded players come out there, and I was still honored that I was still in the top 10 because out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
When you get older, people forget. But what that said is, the gentleman that spoke with me, it was amazing. He remembered. He said, "You said this, you did this, you did this." Okay, if you're not really sure, ask the person you're nominating. Because it's their rep that's coming out. It's their truth that you're putting on paper. So if you put that they was a first team All-Stater and you're not really sure, just ask them.
Just ask them if they.
And they say, "Oh no, I was second team."
Yes.
Because because it's their credibility that you're putting in writing. Because once you put it in writing, that makes it real. I never forget that at my job that I work at, and they used to say, the judges used to say all the time, until you put it in writing, it ain't real. So once it goes in writing, that makes it a fact. Okay, and that's the same thing you're talking about Peter. And that's why you got to watch what you do, because what do I say when you talk about Google? I say that's a human that put that
Somebody
in there.
Put that in there.
That's a human. The computer didn't do it.
Right.
And people kill me with that. I say, you realize a human sat down and wrote what they wanted to write. And doesn't mean it's real, true, or whatever. Just be very careful with that.
Yeah, and thank you. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Jones, Bobby and Jennifer Jones.
Mr. Brown said it was 2 rings.
Yeah, 2 rings for Mr. Shelby. And so, shout out for them for creating Lace Shaw. We love it.
And again, we talk about Mr. and Mrs. Jones, but the daughter. I mean, their family bought into this to help the mom and dad. The whole family bought into it, and I mean, you can't beat that. I'm sorry,
Constance, yeah.
Oh my God! I mean,
she really came through that first year for us.
I mean, because she set the blueprint. This is how you can do it. How you can do it, and when you're doing something brand new, there's a lot of holes, and you don't even see the water running until all of a sudden you go into it as a road. Yeah, I saw that on TV.
You saw that on TV.
That was pretty good.
Sound good.
That did sound good.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Right. So anyway, say the date.
Anyway.
No, baby. I'm sorry.
I don't think you really believed in that.
I did believe that.
You said good. Anyway.
That was good.
It was like, shut up. Brown, is that how you took that too?
So what I'm saying is, by the end of the month, we should have final. I'm open, by finalize, because once we come up with the final, they have to contact those people. Like Mr. Brown said, he nominated some place and that person declined. So we have to go talk to these people, see whether or not that they want to accept their nomination. Because I talked to somebody that I asked, and I was like, "Hey, I need your bio." She was like, I'm good. I'm not interested in being nominated. And then we've had people that have been nominated and they declined theirs too. So if you get nominated, would you accept yours?
10 years from now, there's a lot of Lexingtonians that's done something, and the people need to know that. And what people need to do is swallow their ego and appreciate that someone is bringing your name to light
and making you relevant.
Because nobody that I know has this, and this is what drives me crazy when people a day before the Joneses decided to do this. Nobody knew.
Yeah.
Nobody didn't know nothing about you.
Yeah.
It didn't. And then, they remembered, and there was a group that you was with remembered you. Mm-hmm. Now they brought you to light. Now kids in 2024
are talking about you and know your name again. You're relevant again.
And that's the part that blows my mind. How do you get mad that somebody went out of their way to put you in the light? To put you in the light, not them, you in the light, and then spend tons of money.
Dude, we spent $100,000.
Tons of money to give you a professional look.
Yes.
Selling tickets, getting people to show up, and the objective is
a lot of work.
And just enjoy. I mean, God gives you one time. Unless somebody can tell me he's giving me two and making me a dog or something after I leave this life.
It was a good time.
Enjoy life. Enjoy what somebody else that ain't your blood is wanting to do for you. They're not your blood. They're an outsider. And I get irritated. Enjoy that somebody is trying to bring light that should have already came to you. And then all of a sudden they decided, why don't I do this for them? And then all of a sudden I get very irritated when the Joneses or any of us on the board, on any of the boards, somebody sees us in the street and they criticize.
Yes. But nobody's putting in the work.
Nobody wants to.
Nobody's donating. Nobody's going in and nominating. Everybody wants to complain, but nobody wants to be a part of the solution.
Nobody sees nobody sees what I use Kerry. What he does unless he's playing. You don't see the boy shoots over 500 shots a game just to make one long shot.
Right.
What's the young lady's name from Iowa?
Caitlin Clark.
Who shows up early in the morning to shoot, goes to class, gets there before they start practicing to shoot, then practice, and then after practice, shoot. They only see the results.
Yeah, they don't see the work.
Yeah. Understand work has been put in, and again, shout out to all Layshaw board members and especially the king and queen. And okay, king, queen, and who's next? What would Connie be?
Is the chairman of the board.
Oh, chairman of the board, Connie as well. Because I didn't bring her up 2 or 3 times, but I'm bringing up again. Connie. We called up. I'm done. Connie.
All right. Well, we're over our time. We're done for the day. He said that was powerful and to be recognized. He said, yeah. I mean, I love your passion, babe, because we're very passionate about people being recognized and getting behind the Joneses with this movement.
Connie.
Yeah.
It's I don't get it. I mean,
I don't get it either.
Bowling Green don't have one. Louisville don't have one. They ain't gonna lace y'all.
Yeah. My high school, I was talking to people from my high school. We don't have, I don't think we have one for the whole, we only have one high school. We don't even have a Hall of Fame at all. Right. And so I'm thinking like, we definitely don't have a African-American Hall of Fame. And there's so many athletes, again, that have not been recognized. And again,
we'll recognize not just the ones you saw on Friday nights or Saturday or Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. Recognize people that's in the community doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I got to stop because I get irritated about that. You know, somebody walked up to me about 2 weeks ago and got their feelings hurt because I ain't the one to walk up to and ask me a question. Because you know, I ain't gonna lie, you don't get your feelings hurt. So be ready for my answer. And then that person walked away and said, "I'm sorry, coach." I'm not making it up. "I'm sorry, coach," because I don't play that and leave Connie and the Joneses out of your mouth, out of their mouth, man.
What?
Leave
their names out there. Leave their names up out your mouth. Not around the Bryants.
Them mothers are doing way too much.
You'll get your feelings hurt messing with them with us.
Bringing something great where you can dress up, eat the good food, be around friends. And guys,
it's like a family reunion.
And I'm going to say this and you're going to close this. Ready?
Yeah.
Be around friends and relatives. And it's not a funeral. Come on. Amen.
And
by the way, go Niners.
All right, we close. We out. So guys, please share this. I think I'm gonna break this one down so that we can share because I need that last part because baby went in, didn't he? Thank you all for coming in. If you are coming in on the replay, make sure you hit hashtag replay and let me know that you came in. You can go ahead and drop in the chat where you are signing in from. Because I think Casey, aren't you in Columbia? So my whole team just left and went to Columbia because they're playing on international this weekend. So we don't have practice. If you want to be a guest, oh my God, I'm already booked the rest of this month, and I already got booked all the way from March. And I mean, April is booked.
So Casey, I'll make it happen. Trust me.
God, I'm booked. So we're getting booked out really, really quick. So if you want to be a guest, you got to hit me up really, really quick, because I think I only have one spot left for April, and then I'm already booking for May, because we're booked with guests from here until May. So hit me up on Facebook and let me know if you want to be a guest, or give me a suggestion on somebody that you think would be a great guest for us to come on. I'm real partial for promoting women's sports, because I don't think we get enough. Women's sports doesn't just get enough press. So I prefer those, but I still let the guys come on. Okay. Matter of fact, we got a couple of a guy coming on in a couple of weeks that you guys are going to really, really enjoy. You're going to be surprised when they come on. And I'm still trying to get Mr. Brown to come on and be a guest, because his knowledge of sports is just unbelievable. All right, well, that's it for today. A shout out to my girl Danny Wright, my co-host, that hooked up my new graphics and stuff for me, and was my behind the scenes today. She said they were posting pictures of these inductees in the blue skillet, and they're great. Ooh, and the blue skillet, and it's a great tribute. Oh, I love that. I don't think I've been to Blue Skillet yet. I need to go eat there. Oh, he said that those that are enshrined that have passed away would jump for joy for the tribute. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll get it together. But I think that's it. So we'll be back next week. I can't wait for my guest next week. Matter of fact, for the next 8 weeks that I've got booked, you guys are gonna want to tune in, because and make sure that you're gonna have to catch the replay. So you can catch this on YouTube. And you can also catch it on Facebook. So I'm out. We almost went another. Last week was long too, and we went long this week too. Sorry, y'all. Anyway, I love y'all. Peace and hair grease, and we'll see you next week. Y'all hear the dog?